What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Geeks and Company. My name's JS, and before we get started today, I want to take a second to wish everybody a happy new year. Now, I know that 2021 was hard on a lot of people. Hopefully, 2022 is a lot better for everybody. And I also want to thank everybody that's taken the time to watch my videos, comment, etc., etc. I'm getting a lot of traction lately. It's really helping me out. So I really appreciate it. That being said, if you look at the number of views on the different videos that I put out versus the number of subscribers, we're nowhere close. So please make sure you subscribe to the channel. It'll make sure you never miss any uploads or any of the content that is happening at the Geeks and Company. Now, today I actually want to talk about the Book of Boba Fett. I watched the first episode finally of the Book of Boba Fett yesterday. It took me a little while to watch it. I was away on holidays with some family, so I didn't get a chance to watch it until last night. And I gotta say, wow, I was a bit disappointed, to say none of the least. Where do I even start? First of all, in my humble opinion, and again, I know I keep having to say this. This is my own opinion. For episode 1 was garbage. It really was bad. I'm going to keep watching because I really want to give this show a chance. This being, within the Filoni-verse, this episode being written by Jon Favreau, which I don't know. This didn't feel like a Jon Favreau episode. It was also directed by Robert Rodriguez. Did not feel like a Robert Rodriguez production. Nothing felt right in this episode. Starting with Boba Fett himself. Now, again, I hate being this negative person. I hate ranting online, but it seems like this is all I can do these days. It seems like every franchise is just going to friggin' hell. I don't know what's going on. It's like I'm living in the friggin' Twilight Zone here. And like I said, Boba Fett. Let's do a quicker recap, and maybe you'll understand what I mean. First of all, the music. From the intro to the end credits, the music just does nothing for me. I remember watching The Mandalorian and thinking, oh, wow, this is different, but this is Star Wars. This feels Star Wars. I'm liking where they're going with this. With Boba Fett, it just, it feels like people playing instruments that they don't know how to play. A very weird score. So let's leave that one at that. The show starts with Boba Fett escaping the Sarlacc pit. And, it kind of went sort of the way I thought that it would go. I really liked that they took the time to show us Jabba's barge that was destroyed, that blew up in Return of the Jedi, that was still sitting there in the sand, all burnt up when he escapes from the pit. That was kind of cool. Now, a lot of these things are flashbacks. Maybe I should have mentioned this earlier. The Book of Boba Fett starts with Boba in a back-to-tank healing in Jabba's palace, and he's dreaming. And we're getting all of these flashbacks, right? So he's dreaming of how he escaped the pit, what happened after getting his armor stolen by Jawas. Jawas knock him out. He then is found by a bunch of Tusken Raiders who bring him back to his, to their camp. And my first thought is, oh boy, these people are in for a world of hurt. But no, he gets let around on a leash by a kid. They set him up to fight one of their own. I believe it was a female Tusken Raider. He gets his ass handed to him. Right off the bat, this didn't feel like Boba Fett. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, he just came out of the Sarlacc pit. He's injured. He's hurting. And I get that. But, to me, Boba Fett would have just, taken care of these Tusken Raiders with, it just would have been super easy for him. There was no challenge there. The Tusken Raiders. But no, a single Tusken Raider just hands his ass to him. So, we then move back to Boba in the real world, who, has lines like, I'm going to rule by respect. I don't want to rule by fear. Uh, he's not that badass that we imagined he was. Now, there are some funny quirks out there when it comes to Boba Fett because, when I was a kid, you would always hear about how Boba Fett was this, crazy bounty hunter and nothing could stop him and he was the best there was. But yet in the movies, you never actually really see him amount to anything. Everything he does ends up in a failure, basically. He's kind of a bit of a joke, actually, in the original trilogy, where you're being told he's a badass, but you don't see him being a badass ever. Is that what they're playing on here? Are we finding out that Boba is actually not a badass, that he's just some wimp that, just got through life, getting lucky? Is that what's going on? There's another scene where he goes into, I don't know if it's a bordello or a massage parlor or whatever the case is, basically introducing himself, telling the owners, hey, I'm the one in charge now. I'm replacing Jabba. You owe me now. So they pay him off. He leaves, and then all of a sudden gets attacked by, I don't know, some sort of ninjas, sand ninjas, covered in these weird Arab-looking garbs. They don't look Star Wars at all. Kind of cool, but they don't look Star Wars at all. And again, my first thought is, oh boy, here we go. These people are in for a world of hurt. But now, again, it's just a joke. He gets manhandled. Fennec Shan has to basically take over and defend him. And Fennec Shan is the one that basically takes off running after the ones that are running away at the end. So again, the way they're portraying Boba in this is just off from the beginning. This is not the Boba Fett that people expected. This is not the Boba Fett that we were told was Boba Fett. So, another big disappointment there. Now, the pacing of the show. Pacing of the show is very weird. You switch between, bland talking and flashbacks and bland talking and flashbacks. There's not a whole lot of actual action in this show. There's basically 2 fight scenes. Well, 3 fight scenes. There's a fight scene with the, I don't even know what they call it. This monster that comes out of the sand that finally Boba defeats. He's able to kill or defeat one thing. But then when it comes to the Tusken Raiders, again, that fight is not much of a fight at all. Same thing with these ninjas. It doesn't feel like much of a fight at all. So not a lot of action. You're seeing Boba Fett get, pulled around on a leash by a kid. You see Boba Fett getting his ass handed to him by a Tusken Raider. And yeah, that's basically it. Now, I realize this is an introduction to the show. It's 1 episode. Like I said, that's why I'm going to give this the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to keep watching, and I'm hoping that this is going to get better as it goes on. But this is a far cry from The Mandalorian. With The Mandalorian episode 1 of season 1, right off the bat, it ends with a, oh my God moment. It ends with a, holy cow, I need to see the other episodes right away. This one ends with a, man, okay. So it actually ends on a flashback. It doesn't even end in the real world. It ends with him remembering how they come back to the Tusken Raider camp after defeating that monster, and the Tusken Raider kind of accept him as one of theirs, which is, I'm assuming, how he gets the Tusken robes and the gaffy stick and all that stuff. So that went to explain that, but it didn't do anything for the character of Boba Fett, and frankly, it didn't do anything to expand on the lore of Star Wars. I feel like a lot of the stuff that people do these days is just to make money, just to try to milk these cows, never even thinking of, okay, well, how do we expand the lore of these franchises? How do we bring these franchises to the next level? Nobody cares about these things anymore. It's just about making money and milking the cow. So, what did I think of Boba Fett episode 1? I didn't like it very much. I mean, it wasn't all bad, but it wasn't very good. From the music to the way they portrayed him to the action, nothing felt Boba Fett. It felt Star Wars, sure. It looked the part. I like the Galactic Star Cruiser. That, man, I feel like they're no longer even promoting it. They've removed all traces of it online. Disney is really stepping back on the Galactic Star Cruiser. Book of Boba Fett, at the very least, looks and feels like Star Wars. It just didn't do a very good job. So I want to know what everybody else thought. I mean, I'm seeing other reviews online, and from what I can tell, a lot of people are having issues with this episode as well. Like I said, I'm really hoping things are going to get better. But what did you think? Are you going to keep watching? Are you liking? Hey, tell me if you're liking this. If you're liking it, that's awesome. I always come on here and say, I didn't like it, but if you're liking it, that's amazing. I'm not here to discourage anybody from watching this, but for me, I'm going to keep watching, but I'm now very, very cautious about the next few episodes. But again, let me know what you thought. That'll be it for now. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay geeky. We'll see you next time.